All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the country can be taken forward only by converting Amrit Kaal into Kartavya Kaal. Prime Minister to inaugurate second phase of Sansad Khel Mahakumbh in Basti district of Uttar Pradesh this afternoon. First G20 Health Working Group meeting under India's G20 Presidency to begin today in Thiruvananthapuram. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar to embark on a 3-day visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka today. Vietnam President Nguyen Xuan Phuc announces his resignation following corruption scandals. And in cricket, India to take on New Zealand in first ODI of 3-match series in Hyderabad this afternoon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the country can be taken forward only by converting this Amrit Kaal into Kartavya Kaal. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi yesterday, senior BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis said that Prime Minister's concluding address at the BJP meeting was inspirational as well as a guide to show a new path.
भारत के जीवन का सर्वोत्तम काल आ रहा है, हम सामने देख रहे हैं। ऐसे समय हम लोग मेहनत में पीछे न रहे, प्रयत्नों की पराकाष्ठा करें, अपने जीवन का क्षण क्षण और अपने शरीर का कण कण हम भारत की इस विकास गाथा में लगाए और भारत के इस सर्वोत्तम काल के साक्षी हम लोग बन सकते हैं। इस प्रकार की एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात उन्होंने कही।
Mr. Fadnavis added that Mr. Modi advised party workers to conduct some special programs of morchas, especially in border villages, to connect them with developmental schemes.
कुछ कार्यक्रम भी हम लोगों को विशेष रूप से करने को कहा, जिसमें भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मोर्चों के कार्यक्रम ये बॉर्डर विलेजेस में हो, बॉर्डर विलेजेस के साथ हमारा संपर्क ज्यादा बने, उनका मेन स्ट्रीमिंग ये हम लोग कर पाए और वहाँ पर हमारी एक्टिविटी बढ़े, ताकि हमारा संपर्क सूत्र भी वहाँ बने और हमारी विकास की योजनाएं भी बॉर्डर विलेजेस तक पहुंचे। उसी प्रकार से आकांक्षी जिलों के विकास में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं की भूमिका हो।
Mr. Modi said that BJP workers should also play a role in the development of aspirational districts. He added that apart from this, all states should connect emotionally by increasing coordination with each other. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the second phase of Sansad Khel Mahakumbh 2022-23 in Basti district of Uttar Pradesh at 1 p.m. today through video conferencing. The Khel Mahakumbh organizes diverse competitions in both indoor and outdoor sports like wrestling, kabaddi, kho-kho, basketball, football, hockey, chess, badminton and table tennis. Apart from these, competitions in essay writing, painting, rangoli making are also organized. Sansad Khel Mahakumbh is being organized in Basti by Lok Sabha MP from the constituency Harish Dwivedi since 2021. The Sansad Khel Mahakumbh is being organized in 2 phases. The first phase was organized from 10th to 16 December last year, and the second phase of the Khel Mahakumbh begins today and concludes on 28th of January. Talking to AIR News, Member of Parliament from Basti, Harish Dwivedi said that while 3 lakh students and youth took part in the different competitions of Khel Mahakumbh, around 60 to 70,000 youth and players will take part in today's program.
प्रधानमंत्री जी बस्ती में आज सांसद खेल महाकुंभ का उद्घाटन वर्चुअल माध्यम से और आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी यहाँ प्रत्यक्ष रूप से रहेंगे। मैं ये कह सकता हूँ प्रधानमंत्री जी की प्रेरणा से, उनके निर्देश पर पिछले साल सांसद खेल महाकुंभ का आयोजन बस्ती में हुआ, जिसमें 45,000 खिलाड़ी और 55,000 विद्यार्थी भाग लिए थे। इस साल हमने इसको और व्यापक बनाया और लगभग 3 लाख विद्यार्थी और 1 लाख खिलाड़ियों ने भाग लिया। सभी बस्ती जनपद वासियों का सौभाग्य है, हमारे खिलाड़ी, विद्यार्थी, आमजन बहुत उत्साहित हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी का उद्घाटन होगा तो निश्चित रूप से ये जिस उद्देश्य को लेकर प्रधानमंत्री जी खेल महाकुंभ का आयोजन करवाने का निर्देश दिए हैं, निश्चित रूप से उसमें हमको सफलता मिलेगी। हमारे ग्रामीण पृष्ठभूमि के खेलों को, ग्रामीण पृष्ठभूमि के खिलाड़ियों को आगे बढ़ने का अवसर मिले, उनको विभिन्न प्रकार की सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराई जाएं, यही सांसद खेल महाकुंभ का उद्देश्य है।
External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar will be on a 3-day official visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka beginning today. During his visit to the Maldives, Mr. Jaishankar will call on President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih and hold discussions with the Foreign Affairs Minister Abdullah Shahid. His visit will see signing of agreements related to bilateral development cooperation and launch of a number of key India-supported projects that will contribute to the socio-economic development of Maldives. During his Sri Lanka visit, Mr. Jaishankar will call on President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardene. He will also hold discussions with Minister of Foreign Affairs MUM Ali Sabri on the entire gamut of India-Sri Lanka partnership and steps to strengthen it in all spheres. Ministry of Coal issued allocation orders for 3 more coal mines yesterday under the commercial coal mining. The cumulative production capacity of these 3 coal mines comes to 3.7 million ton per annum and geological reserves 156.57 million ton. These mines are expected to generate an annual revenue of 408 crore rupees and will attract capital investment of 550 crore rupees. It will provide employment to 5,000 people. Mineral production in the country has gone up by 9.7% for the month of November 2022 as compared to the same month in 2021. The index of mineral production of mining and quarrying sector stood at 105.8 for November 2022. The Mines Ministry has informed that the cumulative growth for the period April to November 2022-23 over the corresponding period of previous year is 4.7%. The National Human Rights Commission has issued notice to Maharashtra government over the reported plight of women labourers engaged in sugarcane cutting for factories in Ahmednagar district. It has called for a detailed report within 4 weeks. NHRC has taken suo motu cognizance of a media report about the plight of women labourers engaged in cutting sugarcane for several sugar factories at Srigonda Tehsil of Ahmednagar. 10% of them are pregnant but unaware of their lawful rights and the benefits ensured under various government schemes. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The first Health Working Group meeting under India's G20 Presidency will be held at Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala today. Union Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Bharti Praveen Pawar, and Minister of State for External Affairs, V. Muralidharan, will attend the meet, besides representatives from G20 member countries, special invitee countries, and relevant international organizations. Our correspondent has filed this report.
The 3-day meet will focus on thematic discussions on health emergencies prevention, preparedness and response, strengthening cooperation in the pharmaceutical sector, digital health innovations and solutions to aid universal health coverage. With the health sector becoming the converging point of all growth indicators after the COVID pandemic, India will play a proactive role in representing the global south in the negotiations across multilateral global health problems. India also aims to achieve convergence in discussions across various multilateral countries engaged in health cooperation and work towards integrated action. Rajmohan, AIR News, Kochi.
World's longest river cruise, MV Ganga Vilas, is in Bihar en route to Dibrugarh via Bangladesh. 32 tourists from Switzerland are enjoying the journey. Our correspondent reports that the cruise sailed to Simaria, Begusarai this morning after visiting iconic and historical places in Patna yesterday.
The Director of Bihar Tourism Department, Yashaspati Mishra, told AIR, tourists of Ganga Vilas cruise are scheduled to visit riverside villages of Simaria.
पटना से वो सिमरिया जाएगा. सिमरिया में वाइसराय हाउस है, उनको देखने का प्रोग्राम है और सिमरिया के आसपास जो रूरल विलेजिंग है और मेला लगता है उसको देखना है. उसके बाद वो मुंगेर जाएगा. मुंगेर में किला का भ्रमण करेगा, योग विद्यालय का भ्रमण करेगा और उससे आगे बढ़ के वो सुल्तानगंज जाएगा जहां आज गैवीनाथ मंदिर जो गंगा के किनारे पर है उसको लोग देखेंगे और उसके बाद जो है बटेश्वर स्थान भागलपुर जाएगा.
The Ganga Vilas cruise will stay tonight in Simaria and it will depart for Munger tomorrow. Krishna Kumar Lal, AIR News, Patna.
In Vietnam, President Nguyen Xuan Phuc has announced his resignation amid the ongoing anti-corruption drive. The anti-corruption drive has led to several ministers being fired in Vietnam. Earlier, 2 deputy prime ministers who served under President Phuc had quit. Phuc, a former prime minister, held the post of president since 2021. The 69-year-old had served as Prime Minister of Vietnam from 2016 until April 2021, when he was elected president. The president's resignation requires approval from the National Assembly, which will hold an extraordinary vote today. However, it is expected to be a mere formality. Cold wave conditions continue to sweep Rajasthan for the last 1 week. More details on this from our correspondent.
Churu, Sikar, Junjunu, Alwar, Bharatpur, Ganganagar and some other districts still in the grip of the cold wave. Due to continuous cold wave conditions, for the last 1 week, crops have been damaged in more than half a dozen districts. The temperature has slightly increased in many districts in the last 24 hours, which has brought relief to the people from the severe cold. The Met Department has forecast a possibility of further rise in temperature due to western disturbance in the next 1 or 2 days. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Senior PRO of Northern Railways, R.K. Rana, said that 6 trains are running late due to fog. In cricket, India will take on New Zealand in the first one-day international at Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad today. The match will start at 1:30 p.m. The Rohit Sharma-led side will be looking to continue their winning run as they are high on confidence after defeating Sri Lanka comprehensively in the recently concluded series. On the other hand, the Kiwis may have a tough time as its key players including Ish Sodhi, Tim Southee, Kane Williamson and Trent Boult are unavailable for the first match of the series. The New Zealand home series will feature 3 T20Is and 3 ODIs. The T20 series will commence on January 27th and end on February the 1st. In the Under-19 Women's World Cup 2023, India will be up against Scotland today at Willamore Park B in Benoni, South Africa. The Shefali Verma-led Indian side have won both the games so far. Scotland, on the other hand, faced a defeat in its first 2 games, one against South Africa and another against UAE. They will look to open their accounts against India. Scotland needs to win its upcoming game to make it to the Super 6. The match against Scotland will be India's 3rd encounter of the tournament. India is sitting comfortably on the top of Group T with 4 points. And now, for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to VC Pramod.
Thank you, Sarabjit. In a run to the 2024 general elections, Modi lays out contours of BJP's 2024 outreach is a top headline in the Hindustan Times. Handing over awards for innovative and good governance to 18 district magistrates quoting Union Home Minister Amit Shah, the Indian Express mentions good governance should build trust between government, people. Quoting Pakistan Prime Minister, the Asian Age notes, have learnt our lesson. Pak PM Sharif calls for talks with India, says wars caused distress and poverty to its population. And finally, heading towards gender-neutral uniforms and a transgender-inclusive curriculum, transformation. NCERT to break with gender binary, writes the Pioneer. And with that, it's back to you, Sarabjit.
Thank you, Pramod. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the country can be taken forward only by converting Amrit Kaal into Kartavya Kaal. Prime Minister to inaugurate second phase of Sansad Khel Mahakumbh in Basti district of Uttar Pradesh this afternoon. First G20 Health Working Group meeting under India's G20 Presidency to begin today in Thiruvananthapuram. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar to embark on a 3-day visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka today. Vietnam President Nguyen Xuan Phuc announces his resignation following corruption scandals. And in cricket, India to take on New Zealand in first ODI of 3-match series in Hyderabad this afternoon. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.